My name's Bill Schulteis, and I've been working with Modern Capital for 2 years. Some of the concerns I had with retirement was I did receive a pretty good pension that I took, a one-time payment. And my concern was, okay, what do I do with it to help me add on to my lifetime savings during my retirement years? Some of the butterflies and worries I had, how long is the money going to last? Will it last a lifetime? I had actually started with a different financial services company, which I was unhappy with. In my initial discussions with Aaron, he presented some options beyond what the original company had presented to me that I felt fit with what my plan was for the future. So I had started with a different financial services company that really didn't provide options and a plan that after a few years with them, I realized wasn't going in the direction I wanted it. So Aaron presented a plan that included some options that fit my long-term plan. So that put me at ease. My thoughts on working with a virtual firm hinged on would I be able to communicate with them and would I get quick responses to my needs? And I found out that just through text, through emails, and some Zoom calls that all my worries were handled. Just over a short period of time, I learned that there was really no problem whatsoever working with a virtual company. What triggered my search to find the right financial advisor was that when I did work with the initial company, the results weren't what I had anticipated. And I was worried that my nest egg would deplete quicker than would be acceptable. So I looked and I found Modern Capital, and Aaron was able to come up with a plan that I was happy with. I came upon Modern Capital, believe it or not, through Instagram. Aaron was doing an ad on Instagram, and what he had said on the Instagram ad made sense to me. So I followed that up with some phone calls to Aaron, and he provided a plan that I felt was good for me. So I moved on from the previous financial services company to Aaron and Modern Capital. Yeah, the key moment I had in deciding to go with Aaron was one of our phone conversations. He did bring up some specific alternatives, specifically fixed index annuities and how they were different than variable annuities, which a lot of people in the past had lost money on. But the fixed index annuities program, when he explained it to me, made a lot of sense. So that is the specific that really, made my decision. Yeah, I chose to work with a virtual firm instead of a local because I actually had met with a couple local guys one-on-one, and they didn't come up with a plan that was any different than the plan I had with the initial financial services company I had used. So when I talked to Aaron and he had quick responses, anytime I needed to get in contact with him initially, he was on the phone or sent me an email promptly or a text promptly. There was really no negative that I came across with a virtual company like his. The thing that stood out to me on my contacts with Aaron, virtually versus the one-on-one, was that he provided me with everything and more than even the one-on-one contacts did. He got to the heart of the issue quickly and provided a plan. The good thing is I have dealt directly with Aaron, which makes things pretty easy when you're talking to the guy that's actually making the changes and picking the different programs and plans that you're going to use. So it came down to the fact that Aaron was very responsive, got back to me quickly, listened to what my input was and what I wanted to do with my funds. And he had his recommendations, which I felt were sound and made sense for me. So it was pretty easy to follow the process. And because I dealt with him directly all the time, it made the process smooth. Yeah, some of the results that have come out have been very positive. Now, the market has been up, but the ETFs, the exchange traded funds that Aaron has put me in, have performed well. as well as the fixed indexes that I'm also in with Aaron. So the results speak for themselves. Like I said, the market is up this year, but everything Aaron has done and the direction he's gone with some of the ETFs that he's chosen have actually done a little bit better. So I'm happy with that. Yeah, one of the big things was getting me into this fixed index annuity, which guarantees no losses. If the market is having a tough time, the way that these programs are set up in this specific annuity class is that you can't lose money with them, as you can with individual stocks or even some mutual funds, etc. So it really has made things a lot more comfortable for me as I get older in my retirement years. I can look at this account and know that I'm going to have that amount, not anything less, but certainly for the most part more. So specifically, that has made a big difference. As you're in retirement, every day you have thoughts on, do I have enough funds to, if I live longer than I think I'm going to live? And it's really put me at ease knowing that this specific account that Aaron got me into is going to help me relax and enjoy my retirement years. Yeah, Modern Capital, because they do specialize in retirement planning, they were able, or Aaron was able to present to me, this specific fixed index fund. And even as a matter of fact, we were able to go from one to another when I wanted to have a little bigger return. And he was able to move me into one that covered any penalties from leaving the previous one. So, that was one very specific action that took place that is moving us, continues to keep us in the right direction. Yeah, it's very important to deal with someone that is an expertise in retirement advice, because they will know the specific plans that are available for the different things that each and every one of us may strive for. So as a retirement planner, they will have many different avenues they can go down depending on what the individual client wants. And luckily, I was able to find that with Modern Capital. Yeah, I would say to people that are considering working with Modern Capital, that biggest thing for me, as well as Aaron knowing different plans to take, is that you're dealing with him directly. And because of that, you just get a comfort level that's much higher. And I can compare it to the previous financial services company I had used. I never had that feeling, that comfortable feeling of working with an individual that I trusted like I do with Aaron. The savings that I get by working with Modern Capital is maximizing what I get out of the programs he's put me in. And so far, so good. So that's one of the benefits. And I can add this, we did make a change to a specific fixed asset that we were in with a particular company to another one to increase that return. And hopefully we're going to see that in the coming years. Since meeting Aaron and Modern Capital, my feelings about retirement and the years ahead have become more comfortable. I just feel that he's got my best interests at heart and will truly be what a fiduciary is supposed to be. So I'm very comfortable, for my future. Dealing with Aaron has been very positive for me, and the reasons are he listens to what I feel I want done. And as a matter of fact, there are a couple circumstances. One that was pretty recent where I felt there was going to be a little bit of a drop in the market and I wanted to preserve some of my money. So I asked him to take out a substantial amount in cash and just put it aside. And while I could tell he didn't agree, because the market has been, for the most part, there has been some days when it's been down, he still understood that it was me asking him to do it, and he did it. And we waited, and then when I said, okay, I'll put it back in, reinvest it, and he did. In addition to that, about almost a year ago, we were in a different fixed index annuity that when once a year they come out with their, what you're going to get as a return, I felt it wasn't high enough. So Aaron immediately went searching and found one where they would cover any penalty and I could reinvest in this new annuity with no loss, but with the positive feeling that it's going to generate better return for me the next year, which is the end of this year. We'll find out. But he reacted quickly on that and came up with something that I was very happy with. I realized when Aaron and Modern Capital was the right company for me, when he did seek out better possibility of return on that fixed index annuity. And he did it finding some company that would pay the penalty that you would get charged by pulling it out from the previous one, and with very, very good promise, or I should say possibility of a nicer return. Yeah, I would like to add that with Modern Capital, with Aaron, being able to deal directly with him, being as responsive as he is, and searching out and finding alternatives that meet the long-term plan that I was interested in, those things, it's hard to find companies that will do that. There are some real big financial services companies out there, and the problem is when you're dealing with them as I had, you don't get the feeling that they really have your best interests at heart. So with Aaron, I found that, and if it's a matter of trust with anybody out there, I would just say that this is a guy you can trust. He will do what's right for you, and I know this because I know with the fixed index annuity, he doesn't make as much money as he does with me with the equities that I have through him as well. But he steered me in that direction when I really knew very little about annuities. And they gave me a good background on them. And I can see that they have made total sense for me, and I'm very happy with what Aaron has done.